So this is a session for operating system deployment. So previous class we learned few into the vocabulary set. We understood the task sequence is a step-by-step instructions or steps it contains, and how to execute. Okay, you can add it. Images will help the machine to boot from a network. Okay, and it gives you a platform to you. After that, task sequence will available to you. Okay. So that means the client has to contact the management point, then it will be available. Okay. Next, this is the image package, which is reference machine related. You would capture that image and then you as a package. Later point, this operating system image you would be applying to the required computers. Okay. So that would be mass deployment. Okay. If you want to build a reference machine with your DVD and then you want to deploy operating system and then you want to capture, you should have an image. So this would be the normal upgrade package. And so this to be your Windows 10 upgrade package also you would be adding here. We'll talk on this later point. Okay. Now these are things we covered yesterday. Okay. So what we are going to do is we will look into the boot images. Okay. Then we would use existing one boot image, or what we do is we create the
custom boot image.
Yeah, we can create a custom boot image. Okay, we play the existing boot image, then we'll go to the custom boot image, how to create, and then we will add some of the Windows 7 boot image, Windows 7 CD, okay? And then we will build that machine, okay, with the help of task sequence. Okay, it's going to be our goal build. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Is the existing boot images. So the boot images, if you look at some of the properties, I want to explain. This is a compressed format. That's why it is only 250 GB. Otherwise, it would be 1+ GB, right?
Yes.
And here you can add the drivers. We don't have any drivers, but if you want to add some of the drivers, we can add it. We'll check this later point. And if you take this button, F8 button means enable the command prompt for testing. Okay, you can have background. Okay, as soon as it is boot in WinPE, you can execute some commands. Okay, and that's it. Okay, apart from this, okay, the important point is deploy this boot image to quickly enable distribution points. What does it mean? It means that your DPs are just the DPs. You have not configured it. Where is this? This is one. So in deployment side, you just have to enable Pixie tab. Okay. If you take this button, what will happen is in this machine, if WDS is not installed, okay, it installed after taking this. That means this is going to be act as the Pixie server. Okay. So I'm going to click on yes. Okay. I'll come back to what is unknown. I can tell that now right away. Okay. Unknown. If a machine does not have okay, I'll come back to this. Okay, basically, machine does not have any reference in a SCCM server, even though that can be built. Okay, that can be booted. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Okay, in a net, but we can take for now a checkbox. Okay, so and also this will make it as the distribution point to respond to the Pexi. You can set a password called 123. Just 123 enough. Okay. And I can apply. Okay.
Yeah.
This gets in the background Pexi services to be enabled. It does that work. And if you look at there is no remote install folder in the D drive. Okay, here it is there. It gets complete automatically now. Okay, and see now there's a temp the kilometer, right? There's nothing files here if you look at. Okay, after some time, okay, the files will automatically comes up. Okay.
Okay.
So first step would be you should configure distribution point as XT service point. That means over the network the client should boot. For that you do enable this. So do you remember yesterday we were talking about the domain controller. We enable this. Later on we have added the boot image, right? That means this configuration should automatically done. Okay, on your point. So the configuration it is doing. You no need to do manually this WDS related work. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, next one would be the boot image. So in the boot images properties, yeah. So, step, okay, that means this each package will be distributed to PexTD. Okay? And these are the common settings, okay? Anyway, I'm not running. So first, I just cancel that, okay? And I'm going to create a new boot image. To create new boot image, it requires a .view file. That is a boot image file. So we don't have a boot image. So what we'll do is we always take the reference of the one of the boot image file. So these files would be not only available on your so here you have boot file. So I'll just take the file, copy. If I want 32, okay, if I want 64, I'll just go here, copy. I want 64, copy. I have to create a folder, right? So as I said, earlier, I have a folder called source. Now I'm going to create a folder called OSD. A folder for booters, images, and then I paste it. Okay. So if I want it, I can make a versioning number. Maybe this is v.o, for example. Okay. And this should be shared folder. So as you know already, it is a. If I go, so notes, right? Okay, it's shared. Okay, let's go back and see what was the code. It's a shared. Okay. Okay. So just I'm going to write actually once again. So just add bootage, look at boot file, and if you click on it, it will identify whether it's a 6432. In this case, 64. So you can do your description what actually it is. So image 84 1.0. Okay, the drivers, for example, this has uh, drivers, for example. Okay, like that you can make some kind of a comment. Okay, create in a minute. Only takes a lot of time for creating all these packages. Okay.
అప్పుడు కాపీ చేసి పెట్టారు కదా ఆల్రెడీ
Yeah.
డిఫాల్ట్ బూట్ ఇమేజ్ ఇది
Right.
సో వేరే దగ్గర ఫోల్డర్ లో ఎందుకు ప్లేస్ చేశారు మళ్ళీ డైరెక్ట్ పాత్ తీసుకొచ్చి పేస్ట్ చేయొచ్చు.
I don't want to use the existing folder structure. Okay. because it doesn't look good to me if I go
ఓకే
right.
మీ ఓన్గా ఒక సోర్స్ అనే ఫోల్డర్ ఉంటే దానిలో పెట్టేసి ఆ పాత్ ఇచ్చారు మీకు.
True. Yeah. So the image is created. Okay. You can look at here. This has some comments also. Now go to properties. You can do the changes. For instance, yeah. But what we are going to do is we are going to do some modifications to the bootage. Okay. So we did, and we are going to enable command prompt support. Okay. And we wanted to distribute this to the PEXCDB. Okay. So when you do any changes, what happens is has this folder we created. Yes, sure. This is created, right? So this would they extract to a temp folder and then this file. Okay.
ఓకే
But to do that, okay, it says that update. It is going to be mount now with the these commands. Okay. It uses the desim command to mount. And if you just look at here, Vim file is going to be stick to a directory. That means it's going to create a folder called temp folder within the temp folder, and it will extract. Okay. And then it do changes. For example, what are the changes we have done now? Environment form. That is one of the change, right? So that change will integrate inside that boot image and then commit the changes. Okay.
ఓకే
Sometimes insert your binary to the mounted image. Okay. And by the way, so as a best practice, we should actually distribute this to at least to the distribution point. In this case, okay, 2 means x6 as well as x64. Okay, so somehow we must have distribute the boot images to distribution point. Otherwise, it will not boot. So in this case, I'm going to distribute this also. Okay, it is normal way. Before that, let me have a look on. Checkbox is already there, so that bit one I'm going to do. I'm going to distribute to DP. So you know how to distribute to DP, right? Now package method. That's it. This is normal way. However, whatever it is doing now, it has extracted and then it has created. Okay, 64-bit one. Okay. So similarly, if you want to do any changes, okay, update distribution point also, it does the same thing. x64 is now mounting, extracting, and it is sending. Now, for x64, I can distribute to content to DP. Okay, what we have done now, we want to distribute at least two different architectures to at least the target distribution point, right? Otherwise, it can't form right folder structure, okay, the remote install folder, and it can't boot it, okay? That's why we must have to distribute, okay?
ఓకే యా
Just whether you are going to use 64 or 32, no matter, but at least one or two different applications must be distributed. Okay. Luckily, this is very fast. So that's why getting green. Okay. Now this part is done. Okay. Now next thing is you have to insert series. So let me insert Windows 7 to Windows 7. see my CD source?
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one selected now?
WSS 3.0 service spectrum.
Ah, okay. Give me a second. Give me a second. Let me ask. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert the CD as I said. Insert the sessional one. This is, I think, this should be, I don't know which edition this. Okay, so I just insert it. Hopefully it should be this. Okay, 64 it looks like. Okay, so copy this pack, copy all the files. Okay, and go to upgrade install package. Okay, path. We want to copy this. So in my case, source OSD. Here I'm going to create Win7. Okay,
Okay.
and paste as a first step from my to source. Okay. So it's enough. So next step would be I must have to have the path in my memory. So directly I should be able to check whether this is the right source. Yeah, this folder, right? Okay, it's open. Okay, copy and also open from my UNC folder. Step would be you go to your operating system upgrade package, add package, and get source. So the source this right. So I'll just copy from address bar, control V. Then I'm in Windows 7 CD, identified that as a Windows 7 CD, and it created a normal package. What you do normal package, then you would distribute to your TV. Okay, this is distributed, and you know to have create any program. Okay, if you remember, this maybe looks like to your normal legacy package, but in normal legacy package you will have a program. But if you go over here, there's a package, but it will not have any program. Instead, it will show you, what is image. If I go properties, okay, it is 64-bit, okay,
Yeah.
and the 7 enterprise. So that's good, right? So we go to the exact. 1 second. I want to delete unwanted ISO files from my lab. ISO. Uh, see, right?
Yeah.
Good. So I think this should be distributed by this time. Still taking some time. Okay. Before I distribute this, while it is getting distributed to distribution point. Okay. We create a task sequence called uncaptured. Okay. Create a new task sequence. Okay. Build capture. That means you're going to build, and later point you are going to capture the same machine. Okay. So next, I give like and tap 4 with 7. Okay. What is the boot image you're going to use? Boot image, it's better to use the 64-bit because we are deploying 64-bit architecture. And also on any machine 86 will work, but in our case we wanted to go for x64. Okay, click next and so if you look at here, the browse package is not coming. Okay, then is actually from SCCM 2012 R2 with Survey Pack 2. Okay, cannot deploy some CD. That's not coming. Okay, so instead what you have to do is, okay, so which we create, okay, method should work previous version, and that is still SP2. Okay, SP2. No, you can create in this way, but from SP onwards, okay, I thought this is not the SP2 one. Okay, but from SP2 or 2, okay, what happens is you cannot have a patch DVD package. So how do you deploy then? Okay, to deploy to add that package here, in source. Okay, if you look at here, support folder, source, sorry, folder, you have install.vim file. Okay, which is we call it as vanilla. Okay, so vanilla edition available, right? This one. Okay, so this Vim, we will and we'll show the from here we will create basically. Okay, add. So here under source folder you have install.vim. What will happen is might also CD. What is the key? As I explained in my previous class, if you remember, the color would be two files. One is for booting Vim and another one for the installation install.vim. So we locate the uh, image, and later point we use this image to deploy. Okay, and we do share that machine. Okay,
Yeah.
right? This is the default one. Okay, so now you can distribute to your required points. So similarly, next. So it gets deployed. TP. So now if I browse, I get here the image. Okay, it's better that have a meaningful one. Okay, so we go to properties. Make as install Vim from D. Okay. Okay, at least the card makes sense to us later point. We're trying to add here because we are going to add furthermore also. Here you get later point in the later classes many. If you confuse that time, it would be difficult. So the description should be clear. So the install.vim file from we have taken from DVD. Then click next, and want to in the account. You can here I want to enable administrative account. Okay, and the Windows 7 will have an admin account in the administrator, right? Bala? Here.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is Windows 7 machine. Okay, I'm just jumping into Windows 7. The users, this is getting disabled by the right.
Yes.
So you want to disable that and you want to enable. So in my case, I want to enable. Okay? And Microsoft, it's not a good practice as a security practice to enable. But this is just a test case, so I'm enabling. And you join this machine to the work group or create domain. So if you want to choose a domain, I can choose as domain, start local, and then I can join this OU example workstation. Okay, I mean to join second, there should be an account that should give the that should have a permission to create an object. But what we're trying to do is a syscript. That is syscript, right? So when you're trying to do syscript, the machine must be in a domain. Sorry, there must be in a work. Sorry. Okay, so it must be in a work. That's why we will not use only work. We will not add the domain this machine because this is our reference machine, right? Work, work. If you want to install any updates, you can choose it because that's a good practice that your image should have all the updates so that once the image is deployed to users, not again gets downloaded all those patches. Okay, this is one time. In our case, this is the lab. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Install application. So, out of the operating system image, you want to install any of the applications, you can choose it. Okay. So, for example, I want to deploy system framework to kits. Okay. And here I can choose if it fails, also continue if I want. And then display some Windows when you don't need to do this display as a separate package because at every machine it already exists. That this has grayed out if it is Windows XP or pre version of Windows 7, you can use the package. Okay, but you simply click next because you are going to work on Windows 7 or 10. The future will have always this display. So capture. So who's created when it is created can be so the version is, for example, this is 1.1 example. Okay, description is it custom settings example. Tool is installed. Okay, some kind of tool with what is some this was November. So 60 patches example. That means this image film file would have a key as well as 2016 November patches. That capture the way I have to create a Vim file. So you can show one of the folders. Okay, for for me here, you can say capture folder. Okay,
Okay.
my source directory. Okay, OS caption. This is going to be folder. The file is where 7 and then we follow always best practice like the month and the 16 dot. That means easily we can identify Windows 7 this is and 11th month 2016. Okay, you follow as 7 x64. This is just to identify. Okay, the convention of the and to open this folder should have access. Okay, so the icon that has. Okay, so in our case, we simply browse and very few use administrator has this permission to add that folders. Let's give permissions we want to. So this, whatever you are giving here, the user should have permission to create a file in this directory. Okay, so you want to test it, say simply test. So it should success. Okay, fine. Then so we are to have it created a task sequence now. Go to the task sequence. So open build capture with task sequence. Feel some surprising like it has created it's going to create three different partitions, right? And partitions. And this is the bias related actually, by versions like legacy method is less, and the latest versions will have UEFA. So UEFA required partitions. That's why it has created a different sets of like this type with GPT for UEFI and for the bias standard MBR. So normally you come into the Windows 7 Windows and this is normal visit. So we'll execute this. If the conditions, so if it meets these conditions, only this will execute. That is how it isolates. Okay, so these things has been automatically added by the system, not by us. Okay, and so I will do this, in a minute. Before I want to disable here this application. Okay, I'm not confident on this application whether what what kind of changes it has. Instead, I want to add one more application, maybe software in package should add one package would be okay. This one, okay, toolkit. So if I want to do some kind of a changes like this, I can do okay. And if everything is fine, then what I can do, start, then upload, and you your no your company user account related information, and you can put the product key if you have, and I'm sure that it should have the admin password, and it's going to add as a domain of the group, find, then drivers, put all drivers. We'll pay separate session on the drivers. For now, this is virtual machine, so the drivers already will be available. Okay. This is for the client. If you get, I have not even mentioned FSP, it was taken because the it has taken from the what our client installation properties, right? The software also have it. So one it created here the image. This image should have 7 with software, right? Yes. So let me have a look on the page package. This is the which we are targeting now. Have on it. So what are the different packages we have? So this has package ID 4. This one has package ID 6. So it's 6 must be distributed. So package ID 6 is distributed to D, right? Right? But look at uh, SCCM software. Okay. This is the one, right? Yeah. Four also distributed. 4 and 6 both has distributed. That's fine. So what to do is now the next step would be I have to distribute once the distribution I have to deploy to a machine. So I have to start a machine. I start, but before I should have a collection to be created. Okay. And device collection. So I'm going to collection called let build and capture. Okay. I must have collection must have limitation. System. I love any members at one time. The first point, the collection has created. Okay. I'm going to create I will start my one of machine. Okay. Uh, if you here, I don't want this machine. Virtual machine. Okay, great. So let's see, basic. Okay, this is the structure. What I want to be RAM. This should be internal. Okay. Okay. And install from network, right? So this should be taken next. Finished. Okay. If that you have a laptop or have a desktop, what you'll do is you're starting from network. So this is the machine. I'm start. Okay. So if you look at here, the machine is still trying to boot and looking for DHCP server, right? No, it's looking for DHCP. This machine packet is this. This will not change. Okay, it's going to be unique for this machine. Okay, so it should have a DHCP, but in our network DHCP, a point SCCM server, right? in my previous class, the machine be must get a client IP address, and also it should know where to go. What's the client IP address is there? Okay, so it should go to the to SCCM server. Okay, so what we have to do is we have to install DHCP server. So I'm going to do that right away on uh, on controller, domain controller, right? So put roles, okay, and DHCP server, DHCP server, and then click next. This is the range, yes, and then scope should be, you know, say 11.0.0. 52. Oh, so this is the scope name. Okay, scope means know, subnet. Okay, standard IP is 10.0.0.140 start and end with I can say 130, maybe 20 machines I'm going to build approximately. So 11.0.0.19. Okay, and the subnet mask is 255.0.0.0. Okay, I have a TCP. Then I'm going to create for related. I authorize this install. Now the TCP is installed. Okay, you can change. So if you leave this as given, I mean it has given an A plus, it gives you here. So let's go to the machine. Okay, once again. So I'll leave machine. I'll say control F, which will get starting. Get an IP and then it should move. But it is still not going. Okay, the point is okay. This MAC ID must be associated in your database. So what I have to do is I have to go to the SCCM now. First point is I have to note down this. Okay. For example, this MAC ID is 00.
Raj, some voice is coming. I couldn't able to hear.
Okay.
Think. Okay. Now go.
No, okay. I'm done anything.
Actually, I can now mute.
Oh, okay, okay. Note down the MAC ID 00155D. Okay. 3 and 119. Right? Right? Okay. Now back to my SCCM server. Where is my SCCM server? This is SCCM server. Go to and compliances. Select the devices. Import computer information. Sync computer I'm going to import. Okay. What to do is I'm going to create a computer record. Okay. Say in your collections you would have devices. For instance, this device. What is the machine properties? You can check it, like the MAC ID. For example, if you look at MAC ID, I'm going to create a machine name called. I can't create this right click and do. Okay, so what I have to do is import computer information. Okay, here ribbon button by select devices. Only you will only get it. You select. Okay, so I select and then import a single computer, and the company name is I'm saying Win7B example, and give your MAC ID whatever you have the MAC ID. So in my case, I'm just having 015 588 019 and then click next. and this is going to be import to it. I'm going to import to my collection called build and 7 capture. Okay, so if you look at the count is 0, it's going to increase. Close, it has done. And okay, if we refresh or update collection membership for a minute, okay, I go to one machine. Okay, not yet. Okay, collection should be updated, then it will come. Okay, check it in your. It should be. It should go to devices, then all systems, and then to your required collection. So let's have a look on it. Now the all system has increased to 7. Okay, and Win 7 also came. Okay, so that's good. Okay, now direction, and this is a task sequence. You know what to do now. You have to deploy. So let's say deploy. Okay, what collection you have. So this is the Windows 7 build and capture. Okay, next. Okay, this should be available only, and you want to deploy to only media or PXE. So media means DVD. DVD deployment also can be done. PXE means the network. From network it should boot. And it chooses a configuration manager client. If a client is already installed and the machine is logged in, it show. But in our case, it is just the PXE. Okay. So media or PXE we can choose. Even if we choose this also, there is no problem actually. This is applicable for everything. And you can choose this, but by limiting be the good option. So I would choose one PXE and media, and schedule should be anytime now, next, next. These are the form settings, the plan settings. Now apply. It has a target, it has a MAC ID. Now just since it is the first time we have configured, I must have to, most of the time based on my experience, I've seen issues. So we should, restart Windows deployment services after first time configuration. Maybe this is not applicable for you in your production because you deploy, you do this configuration in a time of maybe 3 to 6 months time. Okay, so between the machines will, the server would gets restarted. So as per restart, server restart, even this service gets restarted. So like I'm just triggering this service one. Okay, and I will simply go here and reset my machine or control del. So I'm going to pass control del once the service start. Now what will happen is this will get an DP IP, DHCP server will be located and client will get an IP. And it will boot with the associated, that is, this task sequence is associated with this boot image, right? What is the boot image ID? This is C. C, the one which you have created. This, okay? So if you look, see, it is this. Okay, this is the boot image. It uses boot image. Literally, you would see this boot image and it, okay. And all that still not. You know why? Because I have two network parts. One is internet. Okay, and I enabled this one internet. I must disable this. Okay, now is control.
The update is not shared. It is blank.
Sorry.
We can see that screen, what you are moving now.
Oh,
Yeah, now it's good.
this. This chat. Yes.
That's one doubt. Actually, we have not declared WCS in SCCM console. How it will identify?
It automatically, enables from here settings the role we have chosen here. This checkbox has been taken, right? With this, it would automatically install the WS role and then it configures like this. Okay, it has already configured WDS for us. See, we have anything, but it still has done that step. The machine not booting because client is not getting the IP properly. Something is wrong. Right, for the internal. Okay. Into it. So got it. So if you remember, we also install on the same machine WDS on DHCP server, right? That is just testing purpose on the controller. We installed DS. So which is DS as well as the DHCP, both use the same port. Okay. So what to do is we have to remove WDS from domain controller because we don't need that actually. Okay, for testing also. So let me remove that. Okay, reboot. Don't save. Okay. It's very slow. Now it is all good. Should be good. Yeah. If here earlier also you got her all use this port because 67 port was already used by WDS server. Okay, that's what we just error. Okay, if you want to use, there is a different article to change it by using WDS util. Okay, a kind which can change support to use it different than DHCP. Okay, so what we have done is actually just for the testing purpose we installed and that caused this issue. Okay, anyway, that's good that we learned something. And now if I reset this machine, I should get an IP from my DHCP server, and then it should go further. See, just passing here. Okay, you are able to see.
Yeah.
So if the client got an IP, okay, as 130 because the DHCP was configured to give IP address from 130. Okay, that's why it got 130. And it said that you go and contact which is in your SCCM server. Okay, then it is a download. Okay, from a boot x4 xeboot.com file, which is initiating to download from 100 machine. If you show that, then press F12. Okay, and this request ID always changes. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So now I have to press F12. Okay. So
Okay.
I just pressed F12. Okay. If it's taken that F12 key, okay, it starts loading. See, look at this images, and then boot v.1. I just want to pause here in it and show you know how technically this is downloading. Okay. Let's go to remote install. Okay, just browse this path. Okay, SMS images. SMS images has them. Okay, and then there is a protocol C. So I see this one. Okay, this is a Vim file which is trying to download. Okay, if you look, it's trying to load. This file is unmounting kind of thing is doing in the memory. That's called RAM disk. Okay, once
Okay.
this is done, okay, you get a Windows interface kind of thing called WinP interface. Okay, let's proceed further. Okay, interrupted may fail. It may fail since I've interrupted. Looks like. Yeah, what I do is I can reset and I can start. Okay, not a problem. Okay, okay. Now this will automatically go this. Start with file.
Is it mandatory to press F12?
Good. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, good question. It's recommended to have F12. Otherwise, you imagine that in the sessions I'm going to show you if unautomated. Okay, like if it's a mandatory advertisement, it goes and it will deploy on those machines. Okay, in it you can do that change, but it is not recommended by Microsoft.
I'm asking is in the lab we are deploying only on one machine. If you want to do it on multiple machines, that is unattended mode. That is the reason I'm asking.
If that is the question, okay, just it is limited to that scope. Okay, yes,
Mhm.
okay, this can be you know this can be you know set a setting called we did actually if you look at the deployment, it's a mode. If it is
Okay.
required, okay, no
Mhm.
matter you press actual or not, it just goes and it will deploy. Which is dangerous sometimes because you're going to format the data. If you're sure and we wanted to do that, then it is okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, but in real world, people will go there. Okay, they will have because they should be sure that he's going to format or he's going to deal with the user's data. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it. If it here question is the password. Okay, it is asking for password. Which way did we set it? Okay, if you remember, I ran very fastly few steps. Okay, because I wanted to explain at this stage. Okay, if you go to distribution point of one of your role, the Pexi app, it is the password which we have configured here. Okay, here I password is 123. That's my super secret password. Anybody can crack it. Now I'm able to see the task sequence. Okay, what is this PCI Win 7? Is my task sequence. Okay, I don't have a description. I could have given a proper description actually. Cancel. Okay, Win 7. This is the proper description. If I have actually this one, Win 7. Okay, sure. 7. Caption. So whatever description you want to give, you can give it. But that will not immediately affect here. It again refresh it. Okay, and next it gets it is trying to execute now, right? It's going to it's formatting it. It's finding the image, which is install.vim file, right? It's downloading. If it could fail, you press Fi. This will open command prompt. Okay. As long as the command prompt is open, it won't reboot. Otherwise, it gets rebooted automatically. Okay. If you want to stop the reboot process, an error. Okay. For example, okay, you fail. You know, the next will get. That will fail some point of time. Then we can have a look on it. And this is the normal uh, step like it has to apply, which takes some time, or 10-15 minutes. This will be fine. Then it gets deployed to the machine. So what we have done as of in today's session, we create a custom boot image, okay, and create the build and capture WinTask sequence. Read that you have a TV source or which is install.vim, that is the Windows 7, okay. So that is install.file, and then we create a package, and it was added in this capture task sequence, and this got advertised to a collection by created, and in that collection we imported a device with the target machine MAC ID, right? This is the MAC ID which we have noted down. Okay, it has been imported. Okay, and if you look at the device, okay, it should be Win7 PC. If you go to properties, this should clearly as manually machine entry only to the MAC ID. Okay, the properties. Okay, so after some time, what will happen is this will get right with this package sequence with this image, and then it gets client also installed. If you look at here, after toolkit software installed, and it will prepare the configuration manager client. That means it will remove entries from client, because if you remember, I did show you some called dot and the file in C colon Windows. It was there, right? As configuration file, it's client unique ID, all those things would should be removed. Look at this. Okay, this has a unique ID of the client. So these IDs would be would be taken out. For that, this step would execute. That means software client installed, so it has to be clean, that client software, and then it should prepare as a unique, so that when you deploy when you deploy the captured image, okay, you have captured that was deployed, it should be unique. It should not contain the previous entries. So that's what this step does. And, uh, removes the drivers and it cleans the drivers, okay, and prepares Windows to a Vim file. Then it does the capture. And after that, we care what is going to be happening to this machine. Okay, it has rebooted now. It is applying Windows 7. Okay, we don't care what is going to happen to this machine. Okay, all it is we need is just a Vim file. Okay,
Okay.
we need what Vim file. That's so it has rebooted and it is trying to contact HTTP. So if you look at again, want to do it F12, it goes plus step. But I don't want to do it because we pick it once and we are waiting to complete the entire cycle. Okay, so logs, what are the things you look to it? You have a problem, okay? You have to press add key. Okay, gone through the logs, okay? You Fi press Fi on my keyboard. So now doing the 19th slate, which takes some time actually.
ఇది ఇమీడియట్లీ దాంట్లోకి ఏమో మెన్షన్ అలౌ చేయమని పక్కన ఎఫెక్ట్స్ ఉంది అందులో టెక్స్ట్ దాకా రాస్తుంది స్టార్ బక్స్ ఉంటుంది గ్రేట్ అది తాళం తీసుకో
It takes no lot of time because it has to in the client and then it has to integrate it. Okay. For this step has failed. Okay. That's called toolkit. In case the task sequence stays at this state. It's called toolkit. It won't continue further. If you want to do it, you have to click on continue and effort. Okay. And status of the task sequence you can also view from tab. Okay, deployment. Okay, build and capture. Okay. Thing is run summarize. Okay. It takes time to run summarize. The view status. Okay. And it will show you the in progress status of machine, and it will show you here. It at 8th step at this point of time. Okay. On class step. Okay. Last section was perform is a reboot. After that, it is for that initiate. Okay, initiate by action. And another one would be the okay. Another one would be the go to the monitoring site status. Okay, messages here. You can view all status messages. This is the starting point for you. If you don't know anything in SCCM, you want to troubleshoot, just go here. Status messages from within that specified time. Since this is a 1 hour back, so I'll just go here and see what is going on now. my system has done the discovery part, and then something is going on with the task sequence engine as a component. If you look at this, these are the components, the systems, okay, and this is the time. So here, I'm more interested in this mission anyway. I know that this is going to be work with the task sequence, and which is matching actually. Okay, what I can do is simply double click and copy the component name. Okay, like this, and go to your filter, apply that component level filter. So what happened is, I'm not interested in any other, components. I'm just interested on SMS task sequence engine, which will show me only that filter. Now, okay, what are the steps it has done? Okay, the first step was, if you look at task started, then you should build and mission. Then because mission was fault, so it was not done. If you look at it, done the format, and it said, earlier in one of the uh, steps, it showed you that it gets skipped because this never meets this requirement. This will only meet this requirement, right? So status, you can check it here. If you look at closely, you have to monitor here. Okay, here, this step is related to partition. This you can click it. Okay, if you're see, so to the bias related for the form, and this is the step code you buy, right? So this step is skipped. It is skipped, right? Because it's not applicable. Okay, and after that successfully implemented, if anything is wrong, goes wrong, it will you will get it as instead of information, you'll get as an error. Okay, you can fetch all the time by pressing F5. So as you know, okay, um, client it has installed two software also. You can here, okay, that has already completed. If I'm not in front of the machine, how do I know what's the word execute? So only option for me, which I prefer personally, is this one. You can look at, you can open your task sequence and at what step I'm there. So here, capture reference mission is group start. This is a group. Okay, see, type group. Under this, capture reference machine group, and this is completed. Prepare image. This step completed. Now, prepare OS should run. After that, capture. So let's refresh. So it has updated the machine. Then just reboot. Okay, both actually. If your laptop will not get smooth, I'm sure, because for the first time if you're trying, it takes time, get much of smooth. A lot.
Hmm.
So after reboot again, it should actually start the captioning step. The cap would go to my SCCM server called detool related capture. The file should start, right? The file name should be, if you after this is the step. So that we are waiting for the operating system, and the file should be the file which is going to create as a view file, right? And the should that means the entire operating system, what is installed, that is captured. Wait for a moment.
Hello.
Can anybody tell it what are the steps we have done?
Steps.
High level.
Steps means first one is creating the boot image.
Yep.
Yeah. Then creating the task sequence. Next, distribution point properties set చేయడం. గుర్తున్నాయి యాక్చువల్గా. ఒకసారి వీడియో చూస్తాం మరి క్లియర్గా ఏ స్టెప్ ఫస్ట్ అయితే బూట్ ఇమేజ్ క్రియేట్ చేసాము. నెక్స్ట్ వచ్చేసి ఆ పీస్కి క్లయింట్ కోసం డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ పాయింట్లో ఎనేబుల్ చేయటం, ఆ టాస్క్ సెక్షన్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయటం.
And so we created image which is used.
ఇంకోటి అంటే నాకు క్రియేట్ చేసిన ఫోల్డర్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా కొన్ని, ఒక ఇమేజ్ డిఫాల్ట్ లో ఉన్న ఇమేజ్ ని తీసుకెళ్లి కాపీ చేసి డిఫాల్ట్ బూట్ ఇమేజ్ ఒకదాన్ని కాపీ చేసి సోర్స్ ఫోల్డర్ లో పెట్టడం అంతా ఏ సిస్టమ్ చేస్తారు? మన యాక్టివ్ డైరెక్ట్ ఆ SCCM ఉన్న దానిలోనా లేకపోతే వేరే ఏదైనా క్లయింట్ లో చేశారా?
SCCM.
ఓకే
We have done it.
ఓకే. SCCM ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసిన సిస్టమ్ డిఫరెంట్ ప్లస్ ఇది మన డైరెక్ట్ డిఫరెంట్.
Directly, there's no picture, you to log in. You don't have access to Active Directory with.
ఓకే.
తర్వాత కలెక్షన్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం.
So it takes a lot of time further. Okay. So I leave like this, and by tomorrow it gets created the Vim file. Okay.
క్రియేట్ చేసి ఇంపోర్ట్ చేస్తాం. ఇంపోర్ట్ చేసాక మ్యాక్ అడ్రస్ డిప్లాయ్ అప్పుడు అడ్రస్ యాడ్ చేస్తాం ఫాలో ఆ కలెక్షన్లోకి.
సెట్ చేయటం చెప్పారు.
Testing case, what we have done is on our domain controller or wherever we have the DHCP, on the same machine we shouldn't have WDS. So just for testing case, we did in previous class, DHCP was enabled as well as WDS on the same machine. So we just removed that WDS from the controller because nobody creates there. Okay.
ఓకే. కంట్రోలర్ లో
it takes some time. It looks like
DHCP రెండు ఉండకూడదు అంతేనా?
అంతే ఉండకూడదు. ఉంటే you have to use another commands to segregate the port numbers.
ఓకే. డివైడ్ చేయాలి.
You have to divide. Don't use.
క్యాజువల్ గా వాటిని సిస్టమ్ లో ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తే డొమైన్ కంట్రోలర్ లో రెండు బై డిఫాల్ట్ ఒకే పోర్ట్ నెంబర్ తీసుకుంటాయి.
ఎవడు కూడా తెలుగునోడు ఎవడు కూడా no one will create a domain controller WDS. Okay, very
okay.
So for testing, just for teach you how this works, I have shown you. Was doing that also. I told the same thing. If you refer to the previous class. Okay, nobody creates. Okay.
Okay.
Domain controller is a highly secure one. Nobody creates.
Okay.
Chalo, okay. We'll look into it later. Okay.
Okay.
I'll end up this class, and once this Vim file was created, okay, we can use that Vim file. Okay. Okay then.
ఇప్పుడు ఏం జరుగుతుందంటే సిస్టమ్ ని యాక్చువల్ గా బిల్డ్ చేసి క్యాప్చర్ చేస్తుంది కదా.
Build అయింది. The machine has built, right? You checked it, right? All steps are successful. Okay. What is stuck at this?
ఇప్పుడు క్యాప్చర్ చేస్తుంది.
The capture is a start. It is not yet started.
Okay.
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 It's stuck. Okay. I don't know at what time it will start.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, okay.
Yeah.
Catch
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye. Anybody any questions? Sima or Bala?
No.
That's
No. Okay. You must have to review
Yeah.
this.
ఇంకోటి రాజు
Once again.
నిన్న మీరు చెప్పిన వొకాబులరీ క్లాస్ కి ఈ రోజు చేసిన ఈ మొత్తం ప్రాసెస్ కి ఏమైనా రిలేషన్ అంటే దట్ మీన్స్ నేను చేసిన స్టెప్స్ ప్రాక్టికల్స్ చేశాం కదా, ఏదో మీరు ఒక టాస్క్ సీక్వెన్స్ చేయడం చూపించారు కదా, వాటి ఇవాళ కంప్లీట్ గా ఇవాళ చెప్పిందంతా డిపెండ్ లేదు కదా, నేను దాని మీద కంప్లీట్ గా డిపెండెంట్ అక్కడ చేసిన ప్రాక్టికల్ వల్ల ఇవాళ రిలేటెడ్